In this video, I'm going to tell you how to eat right after work. If you want to control what you eat, control your body, and control your life, then hit the subscribe button so you never miss a video. One of my worst habits was eating too much after work. I think it was just not eating enough during the day, or it was just a habit, or it's because I just wanted to relax and it was like the only sense of fun that I had in my life, or maybe a combination of all those things. But when I was trying to lose weight, I realized that the vast majority of my calories were being eaten after 4 or 5 p.m. So I would eat very little during the day, and then I would eat a ton at night. A lot of times I would binge. So if you looked at a graph, it would be like flat line, and then like this huge spike at 6, 7, 8 o'clock at night, and it was totally ruining my weight loss effort. Eating at night is a horrible habit that you need to break, and if you're trying to lose weight, you're trying to stop binge eating, trying to stop overeating, you need to watch this video. My first tip for you is when you come home, give yourself 30 minutes. From the time you enter your home or open the front door to the time you have anything to eat, even if it's something light, just give yourself that 30-minute break. It just allows you time to kind of decompress, relax a little bit, take off your shoes, go take a shower, do some easy tasks, whatever. Make a couple phone calls. And once you do that, you kind of forget that you really had this high appetite. It's when you get home and then you immediately go to the refrigerator, that's when you make bad decisions. I find that those times of transition from one point of the day to another are the worst times to overeat, because it's like you're not really thinking and you're on autopilot. And if you've been watching this video, you know that you can't do that. You need to be aware of what you're doing. What are you doing and why? My next tip for you is finish your work at work. I don't care if you have an office job, whether you're in corporate or medical or, whatever. Try not to bring things home. I found that that's when I munched the most. That's when I would mindlessly eat. I don't know if it was just like my reward for doing something that was tedious and time consuming. Like I would just munch on chips or trail mix or M&Ms. Well, it's not hard to overeat that stuff. So what I started doing is I would stop at a coffee shop on the way home, finish all my stuff there. So by the time I got home, I could just like chill a little bit. I wasn't bringing home all this paperwork and I didn't have all this documentation to do. I kept my work out there, and I kept my room and my space and my apartment just for my personal life and for my own personal pursuits. It's a good habit to do anyway. Bringing work into your home is a really bad habit, especially if you have a family, because then you're focusing on your work all the time. You're not focusing on them. My next tip for you is do something fun, not hard. You don't want to come home and realize that you have a lot of hard work to do. That's when we feel a lot of stress, we feel a lot of anxiety, and when you have those emotions, that's when you eat emotionally. That's when you're not eating based on hunger, you're eating based on what you feel. So you come in, you're like, oh, I've got all this work to do, I've got to do this, I've got to do that. Why don't I grab something that makes me feel a little better in the moment? It provides that analgesic effect. It provides a little bit of opioid release in your head. It makes you feel good for a little bit, but then it doesn't really help the situation. You're only procrastinating at that point, and that's not what you want to do. Finish your work there, come home, and then relax and do something. Maybe watch some YouTube videos like this one that you've been meaning to watch. Watch something on TV, or just meditate. Meditation is always a good idea. Or what I like to do is do nothing. Doing nothing sometimes is the best part of my day. It just allows me to think, collect my thoughts, calm down a little bit. When you're going from one thing to another and you're never stopping, you're never like enjoying the moment, you're never really living, you're just always on cruise control all the time. I like to slow down, think, just take that 30-minute time out. It's a good time to just recognize those urges that you have, recognize that appetite, and just recognize it for what it is. It can't make you do anything. My next tip for you is think about how you want to feel tomorrow. How do you want to look tomorrow? How much do you want to weigh tomorrow? It's important that you connect with future self. Your current self, like what you are right now, likes to discount the future. So we like to punish future self by misbehaving today. It's a really comfortable feeling, because you think, oh, I'm invincible, I can do whatever I want, there's no consequences, I can just live it up today, and then future self tomorrow can pay the cost. You don't want to do that, because tomorrow's going to be here before you know it. So whenever I had that temptation to binge, or I had that urge to binge or overeat or whatever, I just thought, how do I want to look tomorrow? How much do I want to weigh tomorrow? What do I want that number on the scale to be? Just think about the future a little bit. It all comes down to just slowing down and thinking. Remember, a big theme in this channel is self-awareness. My next tip for you is actually assess your hunger. How hungry are you? You'd be surprised how little food you need to actually alleviate hunger. If you only ate based on hunger, you'd be really surprised. But if you've been overeating, binge eating for years of your life, you don't know what that feels like until you actually do it. You don't know what it's like to actually eat according to hunger. So you need to start trying that. How does it feel when you only eat half as much as you ate before? How do you feel when you only have like one bite? Let's say you really like cookies. What if you only had half the cookie? Would you be half as satisfied? Probably not. You need to start experimenting with that. Really, it's just connecting with your hunger and being aware. My next tip for you is limit processed food and eat something that's actually prepared. When I was working out, well, I still work out in the field, and a lot of times I don't have access to refrigeration, stoves, microwaves. Wish I did. Wish I worked in an office sometimes, but it's nice to be independent too. But the cost of that is that I don't have access to modern amenities, so I have to rely on snack food, Cliff Bars, nuts, bread, a lot of stuff that I can't just put in a microwave. It's really hard to bring prepared foods because it's sitting in a car all day and it's not half as good when it's like that. But when I get home, I like to eat something that I can't keep in a car. Sometimes I go out to a restaurant. In fact, a lot of times I go out to a restaurant because they cook something better than what I cook. But at least once a day, you should sit down and eat something that's actually prepared, and it's not something that you can just open and eat. It might be the one part of the day where you can actually do that. My next tip for you is have something tasty to drink. Maybe some tea, maybe a cup of coffee. I found that a lot of times I just wanted something with flavor, and I didn't necessarily want something to eat. So if you can find something that's light, maybe some orange juice. I've had orange juice at night. It's actually not that bad. Or maybe like a green juice, or maybe a protein shake, coffee, tea, whatever. Drink one of those. It might satisfy your appetite. This isn't my best tip by any means. But if you just want that oral fixation, you just want something that's kind of tasty, you just want some like oral stimulation. Don't take that the wrong way, by the way. Yeah, sometimes you don't need food, you just need like something tasty, and sometimes you can find a low-calorie beverage to satisfy that. And my last tip for you is to track things. I love tracking, that's just how I am, but I feel like if you don't track things, things don't change. If you just leave caution to the wind and you just assume that everything is okay, it's not. When you don't track things and you don't pay attention, the graph usually goes in the direction that you don't want. Okay, I've found that before, that when I don't measure myself, when I don't weigh myself, and I don't look and I'm not paying attention, things tend to creep up. You know, you just got to keep your eye on the ball. Weigh yourself a couple times a week, measure yourself once or twice a month. But also you need to track how much you're eating after work when you come home. When I started doing that, I realized like, oh my God, I'm eating half my daily calories after 6 p.m. Like, that's crazy. Now, I'm not saying you can't eat one meal a day. I've made a video about eating one meal a day. I think it really sucks because it's just like you're thinking about that one meal the whole time. And then you eat that one meal and then you feel like crap. Go back and watch that video and I'll tell you why you shouldn't do one meal a day. But when I actually started to track my consumption, I turned it into a game. I was like, okay, yesterday I ate 1,000 calories after work. Can I get it down to 800? Can I get it down to 500? Eventually I got it down to like 400 or 500, which is basically where I want to be. I like to have a big lunch or eat a lot during the midday and then eat little at night because I don't want to wake up with a ton of crap in my system. So track things. Okay, I hope you found this video educational and entertaining. Which of these tips are you going to implement? Let me know in the comments below. This video would not be possible without Focus Me. Focus Me is an app that keeps me focused and limits distractions when I make these videos. Type in the promo code that you see on the screen and you can get 15% off your first purchase. I also want to thank Arit and Jewel at Essetino Artists. Without them, you would have never watched this video because they made the thumbnail. If you need help with graphic design, YouTube SEO, course creation, Camtasia, fulfillment by Amazon or Etsy, hit up Arit and Jewel. There is a link below. I have some free training at my website, saneaters.com, and I also have a 5-day mini course, Stop Overeating in 5 Days. And if you want to speak with me directly, there is a link in the description box below. And don't forget to check out some of my other videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.